Hey guys, welcome to Justice Idiots. It's me, Alex, with.
Jose, hi.
Welcome
Did we
to
even do that
episode.
last week? Wait. Sorry. I was just saying, did we even do an intro last week? I don't
Did we?
remember.
Oh well.
I don't remember. If we didn't, well, they know. Um,
You know us. I hope you do.
yeah. If don't, then watch the previous one.
If don't, hello.
Uh,
I'm
Hi.
Alex. This is
I'm
Jose.
Jose. Hi.
Welcome to episode 8 of Justice Idiots.
Not even a minute and we're already chaotic. Hi, guys.
Uh,
You're in for a treat this week.
yes. This is a very special episode today.
Yes, because it was highly requested. I posted a poll. I posted an Instagram poll on my Instagram.
You posted a poll
Obvious.
on your Instagram.
I posted an Instagram poll on my Instagram story, saying what do people want to hear, and someone replied saying a dream SMP. So I posted saying, okay, we're gonna dream SMP, and a lot of people said they would enjoy that. So um, hi, here it is.
Here it is. We're gonna try to talk about it.
Quick disclaimer, real quick. I have massive ADHD, so if we don't stay on Dream SMP, which we probably won't, it's not my fault. It's my brain's fault. Like, yeah.
Got anybody to blame? Blame his brain.
Exactly. It's not my fault. It's my brainness.
Brainness?
Okay. So yes. Hi.
Oh.
Okay. Wait, we already did that.
Are you okay, Jose?
No. Okay. Um. Go.
Go.
Oh. Right. I got a Twitter, Instagram. They're both in the description. Alex has TikTok, Instagram, and art account all in the description. Same old, same old. If you have anything you want to request, leave it in the comments or text it to me or Alex, somebody, we don't know. Whatever is fine. I got the giggles. I got the giggles. Stop! We haven't even started.
We hadn't even talked about Dream SMP. You're having the This episode is a mess.
Usually we break down towards the end. Okay, guys.
So guys, Dream SMP.
Okay, no, we gotta get it back on, guys. Okay, the reason why we're so chaotic is because we've been talking to each other for like an hour and a half, just chatting. So usually we would save it for when we record, which is why we're so chaotic now, because this is how we are afterwards. We thought, yeah, we could do it.
We can do it. We're professionals. Clearly, we're not.
Okay. So let's get it started. Yay!
Let's get started. Also, a
Um,
disclaimer: we didn't even know about Dream SMP before the
Yeah.
request.
Exactly. Like I knew that they existed because I play a lot of Minecraft. And I sometimes stream Minecraft. I'm not gonna link my Twitch. You can't find me. I'm private. Blah blah blah. But I sometimes stream it for like if my friends are like, hey, I want to see what you're building, then like I can't really like hold my phone up to my screen. So then like I'm like on Discord with them or whatever, and I'm streaming my Minecraft. So whatever. And because of that, I knew of the Dream Team, I guess you would call them, but I didn't ever watch their stuff because a lot of you guys might hate me, but I don't really like them. Like they're cool people, but I much prefer the old school Minecrafters like Team Crafted, the Magic Animal Club, Matt Pat, at Venom, Seth Bling, like the old school people. Like that's who I prefer.
Mm.
But because of this request, I had to branch out. Um, Another thing, don't hate me. I didn't really pay attention um to it. In fact, still don't get mad at me. I paid more attention to math class than I did the streams, and I
Yeah,
hate math class.
that was funny.
So
You're
yeah,
like you were watching the stream, but you were paying more attention to your math class than the stream.
pretty much. I had the stream on in the background, and I was just there, but I was paying more attention to math. So now I know a little bit of arithmetic, and by a little bit, I mean I know what arithmetic, how to spell it. That's pretty much it.
Wow.
So yeah. Also, because I didn't watch the stream, I don't really know like a lot of like the history and lore. Most of what I know is from like clips and fan made this, fan made that, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I did do a little bit of research into like characters.
I didn't know there was so much. I was going to say something, and then you have to butt in.
This episode is great.
What I was going to say was I didn't know there was so much lore to it. I would occasionally see like clips of Dream playing like Minecraft one versus his friends, like those speed runs he would try to do. Like I would see them occasionally, and I thought, oh,
Yeah.
I don't really watch Minecraft YouTubers. So when Dream started to get popular, I was like, that's kind of cool, I guess. But then
this is what annoys me, and I don't care if it's an unpopular opinion, but it annoyed me. On YouTube and Twitch or whatever, everybody has a game that they basically, not that they own, but like they make the best videos of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Vanos Gaming was mainly GTA. Anybody that tried to do GTA, they couldn't compete with Vanos. People who really did like a whole bunch of like cops and robbers or deathmatch or whatever, that was always team crafted, aka Skylanders Minecraft, Sunday ASF Jerome, like so on and so forth. Any type of let's plays or builds or stuff, that would usually be the Magic Animal Club, also known as SMP Longhead, Iblistic Squid, and so on and so forth. We're not giving praise to them, but I'm just saying like that is who I grew up knowing. So then, with that in mind, when I was watching, I guess you would call them the new generation.
I guess.
I didn't really like it as much because I grew up with a different thing. So I got used to hearing a different voice when I'm looking at Minecraft. I always associated Minecraft to, you know, like specifically like if I was gonna watch something be built, I associated that with Snappy Longhead because he was like the pro builder. Like, you know, anytime I saw like anybody fighting with their friends, it would usually be a Team Crafted video because of like the Cops and Robbers series. So watching new people play a game that I've seen for years, it was hard for me to focus on it because my mind kept saying, I wonder how the old people were doing. So, because of my very low attention span and ADHD, I watched 4 series of over 200 episodes in a week because I much preferred that over, you know, a stream. And it may annoy some of you guys, but I don't care. I'm kidding. But it was I like this request because not only did I get to experience new people, I also took a trip down memory lane. Yeah.
And I'm
Got it.
We finish each other's. Okay.
Oh, sandwiches, sentences. We finish each other's sentences. I thought you.
you just didn't finish it, and I was like, okay then.
Oh, we're so chaotic. Yeah.
For me, it's like
Um,
totally different because I didn't really grow up with Minecraft YouTubers. Um, but in the past, so it was like
so
kind of new for me to watch people play Minecraft now, and some of them are funny, but it's just those funny clips. Like I don't think I would watch a whole stream, because yeah, I do.
some
So,
of their streams were like 8 hours long.
Jesus.
Okay, like I woke up and saw one of them streaming, and I watched it for like a half an hour before like I had to go to class, and then I clicked off because I had to go to class. Finished my entire school day, which is like 6, 7 hours. Hopped back on, and they were still playing.
Oh my
And
god.
I was like, God, people really sat here through this entire thing. And they said, oh, we just hit 8 hours, 34 minutes. Oh man, we should probably like head off or whatever because, I have to go to like work or something. And I was like, what? My attention
Stream.
span is so low, I could barely watch it for 5 minutes. But people sat there for 8 hours.
It's basically like a show to them.
No, because even then, okay, I watch a lot of anime and Netflix. But even with those, I struggle to sit through an episode. I almost always click off and do something else and then click back on. Like it's hard for
Oh.
me to pay attention. That's why editing takes so long for me because I get bored and then I stop, do something else, and then go back to it.
So how can wait? I'm gonna type this out because I
Say
don't know. Because I
say
don't
what
know.
say what you're saying. It's okay. It's okay. Come on, sound it out. Sound it out. Sound it out. Come on.
If...
It's okay.
no,
You sound it
no.
out.
It's just because the last time we tried to talk about this, you were just like, we can't put that in the video.
Oh, hold on, let me see.
I can't. Wait, what?
Ding dong, you were wrong. Oh, um, that. Uh, that kept my attention because it
Really?
was it was something. Yeah, only because like with some stuff, when you're doing like for example, their thing is mainly role play. When
Mm-hmm.
it's role play, um, and don't get me wrong, I did forget about it for a while. I mean, it was still on in the background, so I would look back at it, but I forgot about it for a while, and it was just there. Um, but as I do with like many of videos that I watch, um, with role playing and with like games with storylines, if it's just boring talking, I give up because my brain's just like this doesn't interest me. It's not exciting. There's nothing popping out to me. I'm not gonna pay attention to it. So my brain just like shuts itself off, and then I just start to wander, and then I start like daydreaming or whatever. Um, but when there's something always new happening, for example, say like two people were talking, and then one of them randomly just, "Wah!" you know, it was random, and my brain would be like, "What was that?" And then like try to figure out what that was. So I put my attention back to it. So when I have random things like that happen, it keeps my attention because it's random, and my brain wants to know more. If you
Mm,
get me, it's
yeah.
it's it's a weird thing that works for me, I guess.
I see.
So that's how I did that.
Interesting. Very, very
Yep.
interesting.
Um, enough talking about other people. I know most of the people probably would have clicked off by now because we haven't even started talking about Dream SMP. Um, okay, I watched a few lore clips. I was gonna say videos, but I clicked off a lot. They were like a half an hour long, and they said that's the end of part one. And I said, part one is only a half an hour. No thanks. And I clicked off
Mm,
because I was supposed to, or we were supposed to, um, analyze months worth of streaming content in a week.
yeah.
We
It's
don't
a
have the
lot.
time for that. Number one, because we're both students who have lives. And two, it's just even if I had nothing to do, and that was the only thing I could do to like keep myself busy, I still wouldn't be able to do it. Like taking school out of the equation, taking away work, taking away family. Like if the only thing I had to do was that for a week, I still wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. My brain just says, I know you're trying to do this, but I'm not gonna let you do it. and then I start to struggle, and then I get confused, and then I'm just like, oh, and then I just sit there, and like, I don't want to say leave my body, but that's kind of like what it is. I like dissociate with whatever I'm doing, and I picture myself somewhere else, and then people have to like snap me back to reality, I guess. So, which is why I don't do well in like a lot of group projects where in history. Oh my god. Remind me next week to talk about that. But it's hard for me to focus on one thing. So yeah, ADHD. Woo! But now for the reason why people are here. Everything to do with Dream SMP. Let's
Yay.
Go. Woohoo!
Woohoo. So much lore, so much war. So much battles.
For a lot of you who haven't been kept up to date with what's happening now, and I only know what's happening now, or what's happened like sort of kind of, and I only know some of the main events.
Yeah, me too.
But stuff. There's a lot that happened, and when I was doing character research with a few people who are probably watching this, so hi, you guys know who you are, so hello, thank you.
The people
but
you
when
hired.
I was doing, yeah, when they were trying to help me figure things out, and they kept saying, oh wait, I can't talk about that without telling you about this, and I can't tell you about this without telling you about this and this and this, and we kept having to go all the way back to the beginning. I was just like, yeah, see, that once you have to explain something else to explain one thing to me, I start to lose interest because it's too much. But what I do know was like a war thing. Wilbur got mad at them for something. Techno doesn't like government, so he was already going to attack them. And then Wilbur blew up L'Manberg, and then Techno also attacked L'Manberg at the same time. Like, it's
people's pets died. Something about music discs.
Yeah. What I understand about that is
Jay Schlatt being president.
It's a lot. Tommy in it. Tommy in it. Okay. Tommy in it is, I guess, like a goof. Okay, I'm gonna just say there's 35 characters in Grim SMP. I'm gonna list them off now. If you want to know them all, just slow it down the video. There's Tommy in it, Technoblade, Tubbo, George Not Found, Dream, Satnap, Carl Jacobs, Fundy, Justa, Philza, Rambo, Wilbur, Jay Schlatt, Quackity, Bad Boy Halo, Urrit, Mewtwo, Captain Puffy, Mr. Beast, and then there's like some other non-important characters: Vicstar, Connor Expanse, Ampharos, H-Bomb, Jack Manifold, Skeppy, Purple, Punch, Punk, Elijah, Laserbeam, Awesome Dude, Callahan, Ninja, Corpse, and KSI. Actually, Corpse is pretty popular, but like he doesn't really care about that. He plays more of Among Us, but whatever. We're only going to be focusing on the first 19. But even then, we're not going to get through them all. But what I know about Tommy in it is he and Tubbo tried to come up with a system to get power. So they tried to come up with the presidency or whatever. So then Tommy tried to run for presidency, but he lost to Jay Schlatt. But Tommy also was in love with his music disc, so when he raided George's house after George's stream, they got mad about something, and then they exiled him. But before they exiled him, they took away his music discs. That's all he cared about. So because he wanted his music discs back, he's working with Technoblade to get them back. But he has like one canon life remaining or whatever. Technoblade is an anarchist who hates all forms of government. His best friend is Philza. But when he was, when he attacked them the first time, he was killed and his weapons and armor were taken away. So in order to get his stuff back, he teamed up with Tommy, but said like, hey Tommy, I'll help you get your discs back. But he had ran away from L'Manberg because obviously he hates government. And when Wilbur blew up L'Manberg, he took that opportunity to fight it with 2 withers or something. He has 2 lives remaining. And rumor has it, from all the fandoms, there's going to be a war soon. If it started already, oh well, I didn't watch, so.
It's happening right now and we don't even know.
If it is, feel free to be like, Tubbo, which is Tommy's best friend. I like Tubbo.
Tubbo's really funny.
I like turtles. Okay. He was the treasurer when J Slat was president for some reason. But he betrayed the team by working with Tommy and Techno because, well, he was working with the enemy, the exiled enemy, whatever. So they publicly killed him during some sort of festival. But because of Tommy being exiled, he constantly leaves L'Manberg just to check up on him, and then he heads back to L'Manberg. But he lives in L'Manberg. He's not exiled or whatever. You want to take the next 2?
I like how you put under Tubbo loves bees. Bees! I'm sorry, guys. I just love bees.
Oh my god. You want to take the next, 2 or 3?
Of course, you give me Dream and George Not Found and Snap Nap. Okay, all the characters I don't know.
Okay, fine. I will do them, and then you can do the next whatever. Okay, so now we have the OG Dream Team, apparently. We have George, also known as Goggy, or whatever you want to call him. He's friends with Dream, and he met Bad Boy Halo on a Minecraft server. Bad Boy Halo is just, really, you gotta be child-friendly type person. But he used to be the king when Eric was demoted from king because of some political reasons. But then George started causing drama and rebellions. So then they said, hey, fam, no more king for you. Throughout all of the war arcs and everything and all the meetings going on, George is always sleeping. Always sleeping, apparently. Because he posted it on his TikTok, so I had to write that down. He used to live in L'Manberg, but now he lives in Mexican L'Manberg. And he's the vice president of He's the vice president of Mexican L'Manberg, second to Quackity. And he has 2 lives remaining. George's house was raided, blah 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 blah. I explained that earlier. Now there's Dream, who hates politics, and he never gets involved in politics because, well, he hates politics. And the only times he ever does, it's usually to exile someone and to say, hey, you can't be king. He tries to stay away from it. His best friend is George, apparently, but he doesn't really care about anybody or anything. He only likes to make people miserable. According to the fandom, don't at me, he hates L'Manberg because of politics. He owns a server, and because he hates L'Manberg, he has a house hidden somewhere on the server where no one knows. But he heads back to L'Manberg to look at people and investigate what they're doing. So everyone thinks he's homeless, but he says he's not. And then there's Sapnap. For some reason, this guy likes killing pets. I don't know why, but he just loves killing pets. But he's always backing up Dream because Dream's the homie, but Dream doesn't care about him. He was one of the original 3 with George and Dream, as I said earlier. He was dating Carl Jacobs and was also dating Quackity and Carl at the same time. Cool. But he currently lives in Lemanberg. I need some water, so you take over.
So I do Fundy?
Yeah.
Okay. Fundy, the son of Wilbur, and his mom is salmon? Is it
A
salmon?
fish, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the mom's a fish.
Okay. This is new
Don't
to
ask
me.
questions because I don't know. Yes, it was new to me when I found out,
Grandpa is Filza, mocked for being a fox since people call him a furry. He's not.
okay? Oh, don't say that. Don't say the next one. Don't say the next one. That's offensive.
Okay.
don't say the next one. It's offensive.
Tried to
Don't
run
say
for presidency with Quaggity but lost to Jace Slat. Used to live in Lemanberg. Run away with Ninachu?
it. Nihachu.
Okay.
Yeah, Nihachu.
Found a new place. Has 2 lives remaining.
Yeah, it was weird when I always thought that people lived like in the general vicinity of Lemanberg, but apparently a lot of them moved away or like did their own thing, which was pretty cool. We got Carl Jacobs, who, as stated before, dated Sapnap and Quackity. He's best friends with Quackity. He's a part of the Mr. Beast team. I didn't know Mr. Beast was on the team, but apparently he is. He just loves to build. He has a thing called a party island. He doesn't like to get involved with politics. The first thing he ever built on the server was a pizza llama, like a pizzeria called Pizza Llama. He used to live in Lemanberg, but now he lives in Mexican Lemanberg, and he has 2 lives left.
Interesting.
Yes. We also have Drista. I didn't know this was a thing, but it's Dream's sister. She has played with Tommy and refers to Tommy only as child and constantly makes underage minor jokes. And Tommy's like, I'm a minor too. Yeah, it's weird. In one of the clips that I've seen, she takes off her chest plate and he says, hey, how come you always take your chest plate off? And she goes, why are you looking at me? I'm a minor. I'm like, that's pretty weird, Tommy. And he goes, I'm a minor too. Technically isn't really involved with the lore, but because she talks to Tommy a lot, she's on the list, but she doesn't really have any canon lives at all. I like how I'm giving you the weird ones.
I don't even know who Philza is. Who is this? Father of Wilbert? Wilbert is a father? Grandfather of Fundy. Next to Wilbert when the manga blew up. Lives in the manga. Lemanberg.
Lemanberg.
Why am
Lemanga. I live in
Lemanberg. I live in the manga. Was under house
Lemanga. Do you read Lemanga? Because I read Lemanga.
Do you read Lemanga? I love Lemanga.
Lemanga is so fun.
Lemanberg was under house arrest for being friends with Techno. Killed Wilbert. Has 3 lives remaining. Who are these people?
Okay. I like how I have done more research than you. And I don't even like this. I'm kidding. It's cool. So basically, something about I just brain fart. Right. He is the father of Wilbur, but when Wilbur was sick of Lemanberg being Lemanberg, whatever it was, and said like, no more, it can't live on, or whatever, he blew it up. And then Philza just Philza was standing there and then saying like, Wilbur, what are you doing, or whatever. I think I have a clip on my TikTok. I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
And Wilbur was like, no more, we can't live like this, blah 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 blah. And then he pressed the button or pulled the lever or whatever it was. And then everything blew up. And everyone was like, wow, because obviously it blew up. And then Phil's like, what did you do? And he's like, it had to happen. Like, really edgy teen.
Really edgy
and then,
teen.
And then Wilbur was like, just kill me, just end it off. And his last life was taken by his father.
Wow.
Wilbur is now a ghost called Ghostbur.
Ghostbird?
Yeah. Um, and Wilbur tried to run for the presidency, but he lost J Schlatt, and he made an alliance with Techno to reclaim L'Manberg and make it better, blah blah blah. There's this dude named Rambu, who I watched his stream today. I'm gonna say this, and if I get added for cringiness, he's very cringy. And we can say that because we're very cringy. And it takes cringe to no cringe. And I cringe at some of the stuff he does because I can see myself doing them. But yeah. We keep talking about J Schlatt, but we never really talk about who he is. He beat all those people that tried running against him in the presidency. He beat them. And, well, he lived in L'Manberg because, obviously, he was president. And when he was president, he was a big old dictator who said, like, my way or the highway type thing.
Mm-hmm.
No one liked that. So, just like the American Revolution, he was killed.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dead. He doesn't really matter, but he's dead. He tried to come back as a ghost, but apparently the people in the canon were like everybody in like Twitch chat was like, no, you can't be a ghost. So he got denied.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can be denied to be a ghost? Wow.
I didn't know that was a thing either. There's so much. Would you like to do Quackity?
Yes, I would like to do Quackity. Also known as Mexican Dream. Oh god!
I spit out my water. Ah, it's all over me. Pause. Alright, keep going. It was good lemon water too.
Then there's Quackity, also known as Mexican Dream. He was vice president for J Schlatt, dated Carl and Snapnat, best friends to Carl, used to live in L'Manberg, made Mexican
the manga.
made Mexican L'Manberg.
Ow.
President of Mexican L'Manberg, and George as VP. With George as VP, okay. Crackhead used to have a cartel.
Yeah,
walked around without an armor on, has 2 lives left.
Okay. So, from what I know, your armor is basically your clothes. Even though they don't fight all the time, you have to have armor on because, well, it's your clothing. So, like, it's kind of like, oh, I'm walking with my clothes on. He used to have a cartel way back in the day before Mexican L'Manberg. That's why he's also known as Mexican Dream, because he speaks Spanish and cusses out everybody. Really funny stuff. I just gotta say that. It's really funny. But, because he was a crackhead, because he had the cartel, he would just walk around with no armor on, and everyone thought that as like naked, and it was weird. And then something happened in L'Manberg that he didn't want to deal with it anymore, so he left to right next door L'Manberg, and made Mexican L'Manberg, and then invited people to join him. And a few people like actually left normal L'Manberg until Mexican. I don't know why I'm acting like I know everything. I don't. Like all this could be wrong, but it's what I've read in the fandom pages. Okay. We got Bad Boy Halo, who was, when I say family friendly, I mean, you know those laws that say you can't say this word, this word, this word, this word, or this word on television? You can't reference this, this, or this. Like, those child protective laws.
Uh-huh.
He is that to the extreme. Anytime anyone cusses, he's like, hey, don't say that. So then someone cusses again, don't say that. Oh, I'm gonna go do it. Like, because apparently he had grown up in a really like Christian household, so he was raised to never curse. So they say he's an adorable character because of how like sweet and innocent he is. He's not involved with politics because that kind of defeats the whole family friendly thing if like he's listening to people like cuss each other out. And he lives in L'Manberg with 2 lives left. Most of these lives things have been disputed, so they could be right, they could be wrong, but no fandom page really knows. We got Eric, who used to be king, then wasn't king, and now is king again, of Dream SMP. He's openly bi, and his castle is very well decorated with the Alphabet Mafia flag. If anybody doesn't know what the Alphabet Mafia is, it's the LGBTQ plus elemental P, whatever you want to call them. And he's friendly to like everyone. He loves to build, lives in the Manberg, he has friends with Captain Puffy, has 100 levels of EXP, and because he's so friendly and nice to people, he hasn't died.
Way you say it.
Well, I mean, would you want to kill a bi person that's like your best friend?
No.
Exactly. There's Nihachu, who is constantly picked on and ignored, so basically is like suffering anytime anything goes on. They're soft and gentle. They're like the most polite person. And my recording cut out for a second. I'm back though.
Okay.
Out of the entire server, they have had the most pets killed.
Wow.
Yeah, by Sapnap, Tubbo, and Fundy. Like they just like they murdered the pets. Mewtwo lives in the Manberg and apparently hasn't died. Then we got Captain Puffy, who is new. Friends with Eric, pretty odd from what I've seen. Like they do crazy random things. Apparently, they live in the Manberg. They they built Targay, spelled Targay. Apparently, so it's like Target for gay people, or it's just like Target, like gay Target in general. They have 2 lives remaining. And yeah, then we finally got Mr. Beast, who's not really important, but kind of like there, because he makes little events to like keep people entertained, like mini games and stuff. And the only people who have ever won his stuff were Eric and Tubbo. Now that we're done describing who these people are, there's still like 15 other people. I don't really care to explain them. We could if we want, but I don't really want to. Do you want to?
Nah, not really.
Okay, cool. Because that was a lot of information in so little time. So, if you had to choose one person to watch out of all of them, like the only person stream you can watch from a specific view, who would you choose?
Only one?
Yup. Only one.
I would say Quackity.
I was about to say that too, Quackity. Because
The way he cusses people out in Spanish.
Yeah, and like no one else speaks Spanish, so like
they're just confused.
Yeah, are you putting a spell on me?
You putting a spell on me?
Yeah. cat wants my snacks, but she ain't getting any. They're my snacks. Mine. Did you hear that meow?
Yeah.
I was like, they're mine. And she was like, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my ears. For all of you Tommy Innit fans, I apologize for our jokes about Queen Elizabeth last week. But we're Americans, so we can do what we want.
Oh my
What are you gonna
god.
do? Try to start a war with us again? Like, come on, we
Oh
won
my
last time. I'm
god.
kidding.
Jesus.
It's a joke. Because I forgot most of our viewers aren't from the U.S. For all I know, it could be Tommy. He's a secret Just Idiots fan.
He listens.
It's
He's
just us
like, "What did
idiots
you
in
say
it.
about the queen?"
You're like, huh? He somehow finds our Discord link. Huh? Who's trying to attack the queen?
What you say about the queen?
So,
It's just those idiots, Alex and Jose.
they're Americans, and this is why I hate Americans.
Oh wow. I find it funny that I get most of the clips of like Tommy and Wilbert and Tubbo. They're all British.
Yeah.
And then there's Quackity.
Yeah. And then there's Quackity. A lot of my clips. One thing I forgot to mention is there's a thing going around with Tommy where people are drawing certain images of him. Keeping in mind he's a minor. And these images have made him uncomfortable, should we say.
Mm.
So if you draw in those images, you better stop.
Yeah.
I don't even watch him and I feel bad. No, like I'm not a fan. I'm not like a subscriber or whatever. You know.
But still, that's kind of messed up. Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, how would you like it if someone drew those drawings about you without your consent? Consent is essential in this day and age. I can't reach my snacks and I'm too lazy to
Gotta
get
ask
up.
for consent.
Did Tommy say yes you could draw those images?
I don't think so, because he's uncomfortable now.
Exactly. So, moral of the story, always ask for consent. Anyways, I found that the war arc that's going to be happening soon is interesting because Technoblade attacked with 2 withers before, which basically means he had to get 6 wither heads, which are like one of the hardest items so far in the game. Like,
oh wow!
Yeah, because I think wither heads have a not point, not one. Why am I saying not? Whatever, you know what I mean. A very low chance. I think it's 0.5% chance to grab 1, and he got 6. So it's really low. Like it took a while to get it, but when he ran away after dying, he has an entire room filled to the brim with wither heads, which Tommy screamed when he saw it the first time and said it was bad and it was only to imagine 1,000 or something like that. Basically, he's gonna crash the server with a bunch of withers.
Oh.
Because it's already a big server, so it's kind of hard to like keep it running. There's so many people on it, so it's make it even harder. And usually if people are within like, okay, say me and you have a server and we invited people over, if they stay in like a compound with us, server can run smooth because it only has to render in that one compound. But say you go to the other side of the world when I'm still in the compound, it now has to render the compound and the other side of the world. But because there's so many people that live somewhere else, the server has to render in all of these parts at the same time. And unless they change that as well, I remember it used to be so laggy. And the fact that now there's going to be withers spawning, the server's probably going to crash.
Oh God.
Which will be hilarious.
You're just like, which will be very funny.
It will be. And I will definitely watch that clip. So, I have something stuck in my tooth. Last week, I would like to apologize. The episode was barely an hour and 3 minutes, and they're usually like an hour and 20. We sorry. That was just a long. Like most of our jokes were when we weren't really like on. We were texting in the server. So yeah, apologies. But yeah.
We sorry.
Yeah, but it's okay. Things happen sometimes. So, Alex, what were your thoughts on when you did your research?
I was like, wow, there's so much lore to this. I thought it was just people playing Minecraft. I didn't think there was so much stories or wars or just so much going on.
Yeah.
Because, like, all I've seen was, like the stuff I said before, like Dream versus his friends.
Like the manhunts.
Yeah, the manhunts. There you go. I couldn't remember the name for some reason, but yeah, the manhunts. I thought it was just, like, people just doing something like that.
But yeah, I also found that weird. Because with most Let's Plays and stuff, it's not really planned. It's just chaotic. And I don't know what's with people nowadays, but everyone's so obsessed with why is this like this? And they start making up their own lore. There's a specific channel I have in mind that you know what I'm talking about, that had nothing to do with any type of lore whatsoever. And everybody who was a fan of that said channel created the lore. And the people who were in charge of the channel kept saying, there is no lore, like, everything's just whatever. And people are obsessed with creating lore. That's not necessarily a good thing, because if there's so much lore that people have to create, it's kind of hard to discover what's the real lore and what's not. Because when I was looking up on fandom pages, there were so many people who kept having all these different, like, storylines and story arcs, and this happened, then this happened, and this happened. But then other people were like, no, this happened, then this happened, which led to this happening. And I was like, I don't care. I just want to know what happened. Not why did this happen this way, or who did what to do this. Like, the whole Tommy griefing George's house, all was because George was supposed to go to this meeting but didn't go, and Tommy was mad. So then he decided, I'm going to get back at him by raiding his house. I needed to know that. But when I looked at my fandom pages, it's because Tommy secretly held a grudge against George because of this and this and this. And then George was like, oh, I'm not going to let that happen. And I was like, okay, I don't need to know that. All I wanted to know was why, what led to it. Not, oh, this because of this, because of this, because of this. It was more of what sparked this one specific event. Because if you follow the lore train, trademark, no, I'm kidding. If you follow the lore train, it eventually is going to reach all the way back to the beginning. And I don't have the time to go all the way back to the beginning and then work my way up. Because Tommy started streaming when he was like 15. And he didn't really blow up until he was in the Dream SMP. So, if people are bringing in lore from when Tommy was by himself, that's 3
doesn't
years.
make much sense.
Yeah, that's 3 years of lore, and I was supposed to research all that in a week. No, thank you. And also, yeah, it doesn't make sense because he hadn't met them yet. So how could what he did by himself track over to what he's doing now with people who he hadn't met 3 years ago? I'm doing visuals, but like I don't have face cam on. Yeah. So don't hate me, guys, but I don't really think there's as much lore as you all keep saying there is. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
To answer your question from earlier, no, I do not.
What question from earlier?
From like a long time ago, I do not.
I don't even remember now.
From like 2 hours ago, I do not have what you asked me. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. It's fine. I got my own thing. By the way, guys, if you have noticed by now that the building thing that I was building, it looks different than how it was last episode, because some numpty, I'm not gonna name any names, Alex, forgot to save.
Save what?
What I was building. So I had to yesterday I realized, and I had to rebuild what I had built. So there may have been stuff that I added on. I don't know, but I didn't do the head yet because I think that's what I left on. So yeah, there it is. Hi, enjoy the thing. I think it's probably done. It's probably done by now because we're like 40 minutes in. Yeah, it's probably done. And if it's not, cool, you get to still see. Once again, if any of you guys would like to request anything being built in the Minecraft world, let me know. Because if not, then I'll just be doing normal Minecraft things. But yeah, back to Dream SMP. The silence. I'm chewing.
Okay.
When I went into the research, I went into it with the mind of it's gonna be very simple. You know, it's gonna be a straight line of a timeline. This led to this, which led to this, which led to this. You know?
Mm-hmm. How did that turn out?
But it wasn't. Yeah, I tried plotting everything on a timeline. You know, like this led to this, which led to this, which led to this.
Mm-hmm.
So many people, because of everything that was going on, they said that this led to this, which led to this. But that event actually led to a previous event because of something. Like there was a rumor of that event gonna happen, so in order to stop that, something was done. But because of that, the person who was initially gonna do the thing that was rumored decided, I am gonna do that. But because they did that, it sparked the previous event, but the event had already occurred, so it was.
So what?
Like, yeah, I'm gonna draw a diagram.
Oh god.
It's a diagram. You're probably not gonna see this, people, but okay. So a normal, normal timeline goes like this. You know, this led to this, which led to this, which led to this, which led to this. Which led to this, led to this, led to this, which led to this. But in the timeline from the fandom, this led to this, led to this, but in all actuality, that led to that, and this led to that, but it also led to this, and because this occurred, that led to that, which also led to itself, for some stupid reason, which led to this. And then that led to that. But I'm gonna just show you what I'm talking about. Do 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 do. Normal. My handwriting is terrible. Fandom. But, and this is why I don't do fandoms, because a group of people, right? Like, say you and me, have something good, right? For some stupid reason, our friends come in and screw it up for us. So now, something that was so simple for me and you, because we could just, for example, Justice Idiots, we're doing what we want when we want it. Straight up, we do what we want when we want to do it because we can. But then a fan comes along and says, actually, they did this because of this, which led to this and this.
Yeah.
A fandom can ruin what you were trying to do, which is what I think the Dream SMP fandom did, because I don't know what's going on anymore. Which is why I gave up trying to do some research, because I was simply trying to look up, okay, what did Eric do to not be king? And people are like, well, most people would say that he did this, this, and this, but in actuality, he did this, this, and this, with this, 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 and this, which led to this, this, and this. And I was like, okay, did he do this? And they're like, yes, he did do this. Okay, so that led to this. Yes and no. Okay, how does this lead to it, but also not lead to it? That's like saying, oh, I am both alive and dead. How can
I'm
I
alive, but
be?
I'm dead.
Yeah, I am yes and no. How can I be yes and no at the same time? Like, okay, they said, oh, is Eric king? Yes and no. Okay, why yes, why no? Yes, because he technically is king, but no, because no one looks at him like a king. But does he have the position? The answer is yes. Do people see him as a king? That's irrelevant, because that wasn't my question. My question was, is he king? Not, do people see him as a king? You get me? A fandom can screw up something worse than the actual person. Mic drop. So, what is your opinion?
I haven't like interacted with the fandom that much. Like, I know there's always gonna be some bad people in the fandom. That's a.
Have you seen the MHA fandom? Oh my god.
And wait.
It's.
Oh yes, I was like, it took me a while to
Yeah.
put the letters together. Yes, I know that fandom.
Exactly.
Those fandoms put a bad rap on. Like, yes.
If the Dream SMP fandom was taken away, okay, I probably would have been more prone to watching it, because my brain would be like, all right, I want to know what happens, so I have to watch it. But because the fandom exists and confuses me, I think it's going to be confusing, and I don't want to pay attention to it, so I don't pay attention to it. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, if I never had to talk to the fandom, like, at all, the fandom just didn't exist, I would have done it. I would have. I mean, I probably wouldn't have. But I'm just saying, like, it would have been easier for me to do it. For example, again, this isn't Dream SMP related, so people are probably going to be mad, like, I'm the type of supposed to be Dream SMP. I told you at the beginning I have ADHD, and it's probably not going to stay on it. The MHA fandom, also known as My Hero Academia, ruined MHA for new people. People who wanted to know things about, like, oh, I want to know, for example, how come this person doesn't have this, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then the fandom replied with, oh, because of this, this, and this, also this, this, and it's like, scared people off. Anything that is successful will always have a negative fandom. It doesn't matter what you do, no matter how old it is, how new it is, everything that has a fandom will ruin it.
Yeah.
We're not telling you guys to make a fandom. We're actually telling you to do the opposite. But don't cancel fandoms. Just don't pay attention to them. If somehow, some way, Justice Idiots gets a fandom, I'm gonna be mad, but also intrigued because how can you make a fandom out of this? Every week it's something different. Every week it's something new.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Interesting.
In the words of a wise person, fandoms suck.
Very wise words.
It's think about the whole war arc. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
why Wilbur blew up Lemberg or whatever. It by itself makes a little bit of sense. If you understand his reasons, I'm trying to find the word. Okay. Okay. There was a previous war. I remember that. That of Dream, and Dream. I'm gonna quote a fandom page. Okay. I asked this question to the fandom page. Okay, you ready for this? Why
Uh-huh.
did Wilbur blow up Lemberg? Okay, this is a fandom page. Mental health. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's how it started off. Well, there's more. Okay. Spoiler warning. This page is about a character on the Dream Team for the streamer that plays character C, Wilbert Spoot, for his ghost counterpart C, Ghostbur. Wilbert Spoot, also known as Wilbur or Livebur, was a leader of Pogtopia and the first president of Lemberg. He was a son of Philza, the biological father of Fundy, and the half-brother of Tommy Innit. After his declaration of intent to destroy Lemberg, as well as an act of keeping one of Tommy's discs hostage, he served as one of the key antagonists during the Lemberg rebellion era. During the final battle, Wilbur worked and planned with Dream as a traitor to the rebellion, aiming to detonate Lemberg after realizing that its core ideas had failed. He was ultimately killed by his father upon his last request, shortly after completing his mission. His last death is also considered to be a suicide. After his final death, he reappeared as a ghost, having lost many of his memories. The ghost version of Wilbur calls himself Ghostbur and seems to consider himself as an entirely separate entity. It is not known what happened to Alivebird's physical body after his remanifestation. It is rumored that he was left unburied in the button room.
Wow.
Wilbur was a human with light skin, black eyes, and brown hair. His default pre-Lemberg outfit was a white shirt, black jacket, black pants, and black shoes. He also had his skin with a red beanie and yellow sweater. As the general of Lemberg, he wore the standard revolutionary uniform, which was composed of a blue blazer, red sash around the waist, white dress shirt, cream breeches, and tall black boots. This uniform was accompanied by a white and black tricorn hat. Briefly, as the first president of Lemberg, he wore a formal black suit with golden shoulder pads and a red tie. As an outcast from Lemberg, he wore a long brown trench coat with a presumably blood-stained, though Wilbur also claimed it to be wine or food-stained, gray shirt, black cloak, and fingerless black gloves. The sleeves of his trench coat are rolled up unevenly. All of this is just so you know things, okay? Independence arc as the first president, Wilbur displayed blah-de-de-blah. He preferred using words rather than weapons, yada yada yada. I don't like this fandom. The belief is leads him to banning armor from the Manberg and hopes of becoming a peaceful nation, not a war-torn one. And the pledging leader, he was cautious and sure, seemingly unaware of the dire consequences of the nation would bring. Though he was self-proclaimed dirty crying boy and sometimes participated even in the started themes around the notion of shamming. He was one of the more lawful members of the service, prepared to seek revolution for the top of the hat. Both before and during battle, he tried to prevent and de-escalate the Dream Team SMP versus the Manberg War several times, and only resorted to violence after negotiations fell through. Contrary to popular belief, he did not force anybody to fight for him, and before Eric's betrayal, was very trusting of his fellow soldiers. Despite often facing incredible odds, he was a resilient leader, facing death in the face multiple times and refusing to back down. He was considered surrendering to his enemies when he and his team had been defeated by the hand of the betrayal, their hand laid the land ravaged by TNT. He displayed loyal and selfless acts, even going so far as to use himself to draw the fire of the opposing side of during the war. He was a cunning character, often played, just who he was. Despite having initially considering himself right in the attempt to take down Schlatt's dictatorship, Wilbur lost faith in the morality of retaking the Manberg, coming to the conclusion that he had inadvertently started playing the role of the villain. His trust issues worsened, developing into a state of paranoia. Blah blah. Okay? Wilbur had said at the end of his corruption arc, his character's D&D alignment is neutral evil, bordering on chaotic evil. Now here's the part that you really want to hear.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mental health. Wilbur has a long history of issues with his mental health, presumably spanning back even before the conception of L'Manberg and picking up heavily with his exile from the country. Wilbur has also always displayed a hunger to be accepted, especially from his father, Phil, implying that he struggled with feeling unloved or overlooked. Despite his problems, Wilbur was never open about anything he struggled with, preferring to keep his mental state and health under wraps. As the first president of Manberg, Wilbur suffered heavily from the stress of leading the new nation and presumably from the lasting trauma of the war for independence. In his own words, he would scream and cry into his pillow whenever he wasn't behind a podium. Even before being defeated in the election by his own hubris, whatever, he had several. Okay, cat, that's weird. He had several severe trust issues, and appeared to fear losing the title control over the nation he had had. This would display clearest in the refusal to even let the well-meaning non-Europeans into L'Manberg in his attempt to rig the election. And his party's okay, get off me, please. Favor. Ow, thank you. Oh, my cat just he bit my leg. I'm bleeding.
Ow.
I know. This pseudo-psychotic break started his corruption arc. With the conception of the explosion plot, Wilbur displayed dangerously suicidal tendencies, taking down action when absolutely no regard for his personal well-being. Though he claimed he did not want to go down with it, this would turn out to be a lie, and he was fully aware that he would die in the button room when the explosives went off, and would later directly ask to go down alongside the nation. At the peaks of his spiral, he often refused to wear armor, even in high dangerous situations. Also, he would regularly let himself grow hungry without caring to eat. This is all in Minecraft, by the way. Wilbur visited the button room supposedly at least 8 times. It would appear he struggled with the act itself despite his confidence about his creation. The struggle was most likely born of a deeper inner turmoil of self-doubt, and would only serve to worsen his self-deprecation, as he would berate himself out loud for it on multiple occasions. It was heavily later implied by Ghostbird that alongside believing that everybody else didn't like him, Alivebird did not like himself at all either. In the spiral, Wilbur would rapidly shift his emotion tones unpredictably. Sometimes he went almost maniac, excitable and sickening enthusiastic about the destruction he had planned for himself. Other times he would become enraged at the situation he's in, expressing anger at resistance to his reckless ideas. Or he would become almost depressive and deeply troubled, his mood turning somber and his enthusiastic facade disappearing to reveal the true nature of a man who lost everything. His hunger to be seen and paid attention to resurface tenfold in his corruption arc, and as he would insist on making sure that at least one person bore witness to the potential detonation on every attempt he made. It would appear that Wilbur did not want to die alone, and he berated himself aloud for being a showman. This, in turn, made it clear that even though Wilbur wanted for himself and Schlatt to die in the wreckage of his nation, he did not actually want anyone else to suffer the same fate, as he backed down from his plans when Tommy and Quackity threatened to go down with him. He would eventually make true in his suicidal desires even after Schlatt's death and the reformation of L'Manberg, begging Phil to end his life. And then
Wow.
there's another section for his ideology during the mental leadership, during the rebellion, history for the war, history for the presidency, history for his exile, descent into antagonism, post L'Manberg Festival, rising tensions around plans, the meetings, betraying L'Manberg, authorship, personal items. Le Dog was tamed by L'Manberg. I mean, Le Dog was tamed by Wilbur when Tommy was helping out. He is presumed dead now.
Cool.
His known relationships were with Technoblade, which were positive. They acted like brothers. Positive with Tubbo, Wilbur's adopted brother. Neutral with Filza because it's the dad, but then he died, so they kind of ended on like neutral terms. Quackity and Wilbur were once the main rivals, but Tommy is Wilbur's little brother. Dream, Wilbur's relationship with Dream was tricky. They were once bitter enemies on the server, leading opposing sides during the war. Nikki and Wilbur were good friends on the server. Fundy is Wilbur's son, having born inside L'Manberg's walls, but Wilbur often babied Fundy to the point where he assigned him a crayon-colored version of the L'Manberg uniform over the usual royal blue one. Wilbur saw Eric as nothing but a traitor. Wilbur and Schlatt were once friends on the server, close enough to the point that Wilbur trusted him to endorse a political party. It had been implied by both blah blah blah. They were even once close past friendship. But this is heavily disputed. However, when he became the second president, he exiled Wilbur and painted the falsified image of him as a dictator. And then there's a bunch of quotes. And then there's some more trivia. And then it said, Wilbur often refused to wear armor. Initially, this was due to his peaceful mindset, but later it was due to a dangerous lack of self-preservation. Sally is Wilbur's ex-wife. Who is Sally? And in Wilbur's perception, Sally is not a shapeshifter. And then there's references, and then there's more characters. Okay, let me tell you. Okay? There's characters. There's the Dream SMP characters. There's the El Rapids characters. The Badlands, Boomerville, Drylands, the Little Penis Land, Manifold Land, Arctic Anarchist Commune, Snowchester, Neutral Factionless. Basically, they don't have anybody. And then there's the Deceased. Oh, deceased people are Wilbur and Mexican Dream and Slat. Oh, Mexican Dream's dead. Aw. Guests. And then there's the court. And then there's the proxy visit. But you see all of that lore. There's even lore about Corpse, and Corpse is only there for a little bit.
So much lore. Why?
Although it was believed that Corpse wouldn't log onto the server for a while after his first visit, the 100,000K a gift card challenge by Mr. B saw the return of Corpse. Corpse popped through different voice channels attempting to help, and even logged onto the server himself to look for the gift card. He also took part in Tales of the SMP story, The Village That Went Mad. He was a special guest for one episode, apparently, but he has his own fan page.
Wow.
Oh my god. But you see, I hate fandom. I hate fandom so much. Prior to joining the SMP, Carl had taught Corpse. He didn't even join it. He was a special guest.
Jose's getting heated. Y'all wanted this.
I like how I said, where does Dream live? And it said Ninja's house. Ninja's house is a wood house built by Ninja with the assistance of Tommy and Quackity. Okay, how about this? Why did I don't know, Tommy get exiled? Yeah, let's just do that. Tommy's exile was when his mental health came most prominently into question. He was distraught that Tubbo, who he saw as his best friend, not only placed him in exile, but seldom visited him as well. Tubbo, oh my god. Of course it is. Of course it is. You know what section it's in?
Oh god. What?
Mental health. Tommy's mental health has unintentionally been a troublesome issue from the beginning of the fight for L'Manberg's independence, and it had noticeably on a sharp decline after his second exile. After being exposed and forced into war and battles at a young age, it had been clear Tommy had a longing for the childhood that he and Tubbo lost. To gain back what was taken away from him, he constantly attempted to substitute it with his discs.
It's mental health, ain't it?
It's mental health, isn't it?
It's mental health, ain't it, love?
Mild PTSD, also known as post-traumatic stress disorder. That's not what PTSD is. And I would know, I've had PTSD. After leaving Worcestershire to live with Technoblade, Tommy's mental health drastically improved, and he started to act similarly to the way he did pre-exile. His skin returned back to normal, his eyes regained their color. This isn't freaking Minecraft! He got his pep back in step. Though despite his mental health was vastly improving, he still appeared to hold some regret for deserting Dream, voicing that he wished to see him again. During this period, Tommy had begun to experience anxiety and PTSD-like symptoms from returning to locations that felt trauma. Okay, let's look at this. Why did Tommy attack George?
Mental illness. Mental health.
I swear. I swear.
If it's mental health, I'm gonna lose it. No, don't tell me it's mental health.
Next thing. I don't like this. Let's see. Why did George? I swear, this is mental health. Leave L'Manberg.
It's mental health, ain't it, love?
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Dear Lord. Why is there so much lore? Guys, it's probably gonna be a longer episode, but you asked for this. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, because of all this lore, it's probably gonna run like really long. I might split it up into two. Hitler.
What? 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 What did
That's
he
what
say?
It says. Hitler. I also renovated my wall, my home a little bit by adding lots of leaves and plants to this upstairs bit, aka the Great Garden of the Seas. And then this is literally what the comments are. Everyone before, let's vote to exile Tommy. Everyone 2 days later, oh no, poor Tommy. Dream is bullying him. Why did Tubbo exile him? Because of a single reliquary that could easily be fixed.
They are crazy.
This is a lot to take in. So, I'm a new friend and all that jazz. And this is just a roleplay, yes? So will Tommy ever come back? Also, what's with that ghost burst situation? I'm very lost. Sorry if this is dumb. When Tommy... Oh, dear Lord, they linked his... To understand the lore better, please click this to read on. Just remember, it's not dumb. It's always good to ask questions, especially about stuff that is as complex as this lore.
Oh my god.
Not complex!
Oh god. Jose's losing it.
honestly think Dream took it too far. All capitals. Tubbo's the president. He just can't obsess over a single person. In my opinion, Tommy was selfish. Like, no one cares.
Mm.
I swear, those Dream SMP people who requested this don't like this episode. I'm gonna be mad. There's a subsection. How Quackity is not fit to rule a Manberg in any way.
Oh my god.
It's under mental health.
I think that's enough, dude. Stop reading it.
But the Lord.
No.
It's the
No. Don't do it. He's getting more mad.
Why did George move to Mexican Lemanberg?
Oh no.
Let's see what it says.
Mental health.
Mental health.
Is it?
I'm looking. Hold on, I'm looking. Spoilers! I don't care. Squidward testicles.
What?
Let's see. Carl Jacobs, fiance, Sapnet fiance, ex-fiance, I don't care. Father-in-law asked on a date, was rejected. Let's see. Okay, hold on. No, I'm gonna ask this instead. Why did Quacky start Mexican Lemanberg? Because he used to live in Lemanberg. I know the answer, but I just want to see. I swear. Quackity, why did he get canceled? No. Build.
Why did you get canceled? Oh god.
Mexican Lemanga. It's an actual thing. Oh dear Lord. I swear. Please no. Please no. Please. Please. Please no. 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 Okay, it's under history. Whew! I was gonna say. Blah de blah. Quackity, George, and Sapnap and Punch built a dirt platform in the sky, and Quackity later named the nation Mexican Lemanberg as part of his bit with George. The two established the nation's government with Quackity as president and George as vice president. Quackity later legitimized the nation by speaking with Tubbo and convincing him to support the nation, even making Tubbo the Secretary of State. Since Quackity and George were close friends, Quackity was heavily against Dream usurping George's power as king. As a result, he, along with George and Sapnet, plotted to develop Mexican Lemanberg and attack Dream to restore George's power. Quackity was killed by Dream during the meeting as a warning shot, and Dream told him to stay out of the conflict. However, Quackity argued his position, which was that Dream instigated every conflict on the server. In the end, they decided to wait and see what would happen with Tommy's banishment. But you see how I asked, why did he make it? And it said, oh, they were friends, and he was against Dream, so then he went with Dream, but then Dream killed him, so then he said, we'll just wait, and now Tommy's banned. Like, I think that's enough lore. So, I think that's enough for these idiots.
I think that's a wrap. I think that's it.
Yeah, I like how you just stayed quiet for most of the episode. I'm sorry. But it was entertaining, I guess. For those of you that go, for everyone that requested Dream SMP, we might do a part 2 if you want it, but
we went from talking about each character and saying how Quackity is really funny to just you being Why is the lore?
See how quickly a fandom can ruin someone. Yes, that's it for today's episode of this week's episode. I'm mad. That's it. Mental health. It was chaotic at the beginning, and now I
it's
hate
chaotic
everything.
at the end.
If you guys request it to be talked about again, then sure we'll do a part 2. Maybe we'll probably give it a week and then do a part 2. We might, I don't know. So
hope you enjoyed.
Hope you enjoyed my suffering. If you guys thought that was hilarious, good on you. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. All right, this is just for you. This is for you guys. Okay. If you guys request for a part 2, I will try my hardest to actually watch some streams. Like, actually sit down and watch. It's probably not going to happen, but I'll try. Because I could go on and on about how fandoms suck. And that's probably what I'm going to do next episode. So, yeah.
I'm gonna rant about some bad fandoms. That's gonna be a hot take.
Yeah, and I know Alex has got some fandoms that you want to get off your chest. So, we'll open that up. If any of you guys have any fandoms you want to
want us to
rant about, let us know. I will research some fandoms and then we will rant.
Ooh, I already rant.
We have some anime fandoms we're going to be talking about. I know that. We have, do you have, like, few you want to talk about?
Are we going to say them right now? Like, which ones we're going to talk about?
Well, I mean, we can do a sneak peek.
Well, I know one fandom. Rick and Morty.
Oh, God. Yeah, so next week is going to be fandoms. And then if you guys really want us to bring back Dream SMP and try to talk about, you know what? Next week I will discuss more Dream SMP fandom, just for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't suffered enough, apparently. So, that's it for us from this week. It's probably going to be a short episode again because I was reading a lot. Oh God, I need to listen to Rio music. I wanna party. I wanna samba. So yeah, that's it from me, Alex, everyone else, Seasons All and Justice Idiots. Links are down below. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, whatever. We don't care. Do what you will. Whatever. If you guys do want to discuss Dream SMP again, as I said earlier, I think I'm repeating myself, but I can't think. Just let us know what you want. Like, it's up to you. We've been recording for 2 hours. Yeah. So that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Wow.
I think this is the first time I've ever been mad at a Justice Idiots recording. Fandom episode next week. That's it from us here at Justice Idiots. From me to you to everybody, we would like to say bye.
Bye.
Oh, dear Lord, I hate fandoms.